Watch them grow. I dream I know. Deep are my feelings for you. Watch them grow.
I think we're here now. I hope we're here now. Hey, Hydroterra, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hey, Bossy, how you doing today? Red will be with us momentarily. We are starting without him today. But that's okay. Madzy's here, so that's all that matters, right? So,
exactly, that's all that matters.
So thank you for joining us today, Madzy. We really appreciate. We've been trying to plan this for, God, I don't know, for forever now.
Months.
I think.
yeah, quite
months.
a while now.
Very a while now. So it's what nighttime over there now. It's what 8 o'clock over there.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Yeah.
Past your bedtime,
8
right?
p.m. in the evening. No, I've got another hour or two in me yet.
An hour or two in you yet? Oh, that's good. I hope so, because we got lots and lots to talk about. We're gonna talk some gaming, talk a little bit of everything today. So I've now mentioned that you felt like poo-poo yesterday.
I still feel a little bit like poo-poo today, but we're...
Bossy says definitely past your bedtime.
Miss Bossy likes to bully me about my bedtime.
Well, you got to get your beauty sleep for those streams, right?
Exactly. It's not paying off. I think I've had about 6 hours sleep in the last 48 hours.
Oh, no. Did the little one wake you up early?
No, we had all of us come down with a bug, and the bug involved fluids from both ends.
Oh, no. That is horrible.
It was all three of us.
Here.
I've got a funny story, actually.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if everyone would want to hear it.
Well, tell us anyway.
I'm gonna go with it anyway. So yesterday, my wife come down with it first, and she was pretty bad with it yesterday. And she was like, I'm gonna go to bed. So I was like, all right, awesome. I'm gonna play video games all night. So I could hear some crying from the from the bathroom. I was thinking, what the hell? Why is she crying? What the hell's going on? So I walked in, and she'd absolutely kill me if she knew I was saying this. So I walked in. She was being sick in the sink, and she'd shat on our bathroom floor.
She shat on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we have to get a new bath mat anyway.
You can't just clean it up? You didn't want to just try and clean it up?
I wasn't cleaning up the bath mat. Yeah, she would definitely kill me if she knew that I'd mentioned this story. So
I'll make sure to clip it.
Nobody clip it.
You clip it, you die.
She'd kill me.
That's awesome.
I'm the worst husband ever, Miss Bossy. That's not nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty horrific.
So let me ask you this: being that you have a little one, were you also one of those dads that like couldn't change the poopy diapers because you would get sick?
No, it didn't bother me. I changed the first ever diaper.
Really?
The black,
the tarry ones. Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I might as well get straight into it.
Right? Jump right into it.
Well. Yeah, exactly. For the sake of a 20 quid bath mat.
Exactly. No, I wouldn't either. I would just be like,
going straight
throw it out. Hey, Red, you just totally missed the best story ever. He just...
Oh, no.
you were listening. There you go.
So, yeah,
I'll never forget with my youngins, my oldest, when he was little, I was getting ready to give him a bath, and I had him stripped down, and I was holding him like this. I pull him away to put him in a little baby tub, and there's just a mound of green poo all the way down my shirt.
Oh yeah, I think you're not a real dad if you haven't been shot on at least once,
or peed on.
Yeah.
Or peed on. It's quite impressive, quite how projectile they can get it as well. I don't know how they manage it.
Right.
Maybe they were really born in The Exorcist instead, and they grow up and we don't realize that they are really actually little demons.
Well, they're certainly little demons. That's for sure. Nah, Izzy's pretty good. She's a good girl overall.
No, they're
She hasn't.
fun. Kids are fun. Mine are 15, 14, and 11 now. And I'll tell you what, there are some days that I am so glad that they're older. And then there are other days, it's like, can't you just like go be a kid again and like climb into your crib and, I'll take the baby monitor out with me. But it's nice. It is nicer as they get older. They can help out a little bit more sometimes. But then you also get the teenage attitude. But I'm sure you deal with the attitude having a girl too, though. Even at how old? 2, 3 years old?
Thank
you, Madzy.
I've been waiting to do that for so long. But I always wanted to do it when you was on stream.
And you're always in bed when I'm on stream.
And I'm always in bed, so there we go. Finally got there.
Woohoo! Thank you. Yeah, everybody that's watching, don't forget to either follow, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that like and share button, follow button, all that good stuff. Red usually covers all that for me, but he's slacking today, so.
I am slacking, and I make no apologies for it.
Oh, and
for those of you who are tuning in that don't know, here a couple weeks ago, I was in a pretty gnarly car accident. My car is totaled, and I'm still healing, feeling pretty rugged. But I'm alive, I'm upright, and I'm breathing, so that definitely counts for something, yeah?
Yes, that always counts for something. And by the way, for all you that are in my chat on Twitch, we do, as normal, have the suicide prevention hotlines for both Canada and the U.S. That will be up periodically. And also, hey, Madzy, maybe you know this, maybe you don't know this. Does the UK have something that's like similar to like the suicide prevention hotline like we do?
100%.
I'll have to get that info because we do have some people that obviously tune in from the UK and whatnot. So we'll definitely add those up there for future streams. Typically, we put those up there for coffee and conversation and hashtag the more you know. And today is a special edition of hashtag the more you know. I thank you. I can't even pronounce Pretivnom. I hope, but thank you for the follow. So yeah, we have those up there. And today we're going to be talking about a little bit of gaming and differences of culture between American and British culture. And then, I mean, there's so much different things that I didn't even realize until more recently, now that I actually talk regularly with people from the UK, how like, such as the term waffling. Is it waffle? Waffle?
Waffling.
Say that again?
As in a waffle.
Oh, shit. I turned you all the way down. Sorry. See, here we go. Technical difficulties. As usual.
It's not a proper stream if you don't have technical difficulties.
Every time.
Right.
Every time. So what other terms for you in the American audience that don't know that term? What does that mean, Madzy? If you're
waffling is just sort of talking on with yourself, almost not talking shit, but just chatting away. Not in a bad way.
So is it that you're talking with yourself or you're chatting with other people? Or both?
A bit of both, yeah.
Nice, nice.
A little bit of both. Yeah, I didn't realise there was quite so many British... now we're talking about it, I can't think of any of them. But the amount of times when I say something to you and you're like, what? I just didn't even realise there was that many of them.
Or how about, when your daughter was having a temper tantrum?
A temper tantrum, yeah.
What was she having?
What did I say? A paddy. She was throwing a paddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that.
A lot of these terms, I just assume that they're...
rambling, yes.
Rambling, yeah. Have you heard of rambling? Or is that
rambling, we have that in America too.
Rambling,
yes,
yeah, waffling, yeah, that's a good one, that, Mr. P. Hobbs. Yeah, ramblings are pretty much the same thing, to be honest. Yeah, a paddy. Throwing a paddy.
We'll see, and then when you said that it was, a patty was a temper tantrum, and then a lot of times you call it Irish patty, then it made sense. And then I'm like, oh, see, there's all these things that like we hear a lot of times, but don't realize like how they kind of came about. So it's very interesting. I love language. I love learning new things such as that. Trying to think if there's any other terms. And of course, I'm not going to be able to think of anything now.
No, I was going to say we speak about them all the time, but I bet I can't think of any of them right now.
How
I
about you,
probably should have
Red?
written some down.
I know. If I wasn't afraid of my computer like going all crazy on me at the moment, then I would open up my Discord and look at it. But
Let me have a look.
you're like, well, I'll get right on that then. How about that? What are we gonna do? Oh, that's what I was going to do. Let me throw it in here. Do. So, for all you guys that don't regularly tune in, Madzy is another streamer who streams all sorts of games, really cool games, horror games. So if you'd like to do jump scares, is the place to go. If I was smart, I would have pulled up some of those jump scares to show on screen, because those are some pretty gnarly jump scares.
There's some pretty good jump scares, isn't there? I blame the headphones. That's all I'm saying. I just blame these headphones.
Right.
If they weren't so good and weren't so loud, then maybe I wouldn't jump. You see?
Oh, maybe.
That's my excuse.
That's your excuse. Anyway. But in reality, it really scares the shit out of you. Now, why is it we're talking about kids, and then all of a sudden, my son knows that I'm doing a live stream today at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he decides he's going to call me just now.
It's kids for you.
I'll tell you what, and they get more expensive as they get older. So just FYI, if you think your little one is expensive now, just wait.
Just wait.
Just wait. Because my boys, at least, it's typically electronics, computers. Now that Gino does live streaming, it's, that. So that gets really expensive.
That I wouldn't mind.
That you wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind as long as I could use it.
Well,
she can have any game console she wants.
Because that would be your excuse to buy it. It would be like, hey, honey, she really wants it. We could, reality. It's for you.
I know it's an 18, and I know she's only 4, but
Getting so used to that term now. That's awesome. Yeah, well, my boys, I promised them, because my PC I got, because I do the graphic design and stuff, and I got it because, and when I got it, it did the bare minimum, which was awesome. Hey, see, now he decides to show up. That's mine right there. See, he knows when he can't find me anywhere else. He fights there. Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
I'm trying to do like 50 things at once. So
how well's that working out?
It's amazing, don't you know?
I do.
Oh yeah, don't you know, huh? Yeah, sure, you betcha.
So, and I totally lost what I was saying. But anyways, yeah, thanks. Appreciate it lots.
You're welcome.
Oh, the kid's computer. I was talking about the kid's computer. So I got them that, but anytime I want to use it, Mom gets to use it. So technically, it's kind of like, it's my computer when they're not here, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So
yeah, I've spent way too much money on this PC. Spent way too much money. I think the more and more I've got into streaming, the more and more I've sort of spent on it. Obviously, yeah. I bought it about a year ago, second hand, and it's pretty much a brand new PC now. Totally brand new PC, which I built myself, of course, because
which is awesome.
Which is what we do,
Which is awesome. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. And I was gonna build the boys' computer. But then right now here in the U.S., there is a shortage of CPUs.
Graphics cards.
And all that. And it wound up just being cheaper just to buy it pre-built. And they love to rub it in my
worldwide,
face. Is it really?
That's worldwide, isn't it? Yeah.
Now, do we even know? Why is that? Is that because of things with China, or is it just...
It's because of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Because people are buying mining rigs basically, and
Really?
hooking up like 10 GPUs up on one PC to mine
Yeah.
cryptocurrency.
Wow.
There is also, from what I understand, due to, at least for the auto industry, it is due to, in part to the virus outbreak.
Well, yeah, that would make sense
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I could see that happening. Hey, is Charlie gonna
Yeah.
make an appearance at all today, even if it's not like a proper appearance?
I think he might, absolutely.
Yes.
Madzy, I'm not sure if you know who Charlie is or not.
I've seen Charlie before.
Okay, fantastic, man. That's awesome. So he might make an appearance. Normally, the full appearance he makes, unfortunately, physically, I'm unable to provide a full appearance due to what I have to do to make myself disappear. But I think he might make an appearance
I
just
can
to
make
say
you
hi to
disappear.
everybody.
See? Watch. You disappeared, and now you appeared.
Thanks, Acacia. Thanks. I feel the love, man. I'm telling you.
You guys end up playing games, let me know. I'd love to play. Absolutely, Gino. I will definitely let you know if we wind up playing any games. I have no idea if we're going to play any games today. Only because I'm not sure if my PC will survive playing a game also. Although I am going to, let's see. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to attempt to open up my Jackbox games.
You just said mine will.
Yeah.
Did I? What did I do? Oh, yes. Yeah, I know yours will, but I didn't set yours up in time. So if I really want to go do that, I could. But let's try this and see. Where'd it go? Where are you at, Jackbox? So, what was I going to say? There it is. All right. So, how long have you been gaming for, Madzy? I know that's probably... Yes, it did run away, Galactic Forces.
Since a very, very young age. I think my first... Well, no, I don't think. I know my first ever console was a Sega Mega Drive, and it was around when I was about 3 or 4 that we got it.
The Sega Mega Drive?
So,
Yeah.
Sega Mega Drive, yeah.
Sadly enough, I don't even know what that is.
So
I grew up in an Atari.
So very, very young. So yeah, so I've pretty much been gaming most of my life.
That's awesome.
Most of my life.
I started gaming on the original Nintendo. Then I moved up to Sega Genesis, Super NES. I was an avid Killer Instinct fan.
Killer Instinct. I like Killer Instinct.
Yeah, buddy, that's old school, man. I love playing Street Fighter and all that too.
Yeah.
Then honestly, I've just gotten back into gaming. I've probably gamed more in the last year than I have ever.
You know, I'm probably the same, to be fair. Like, obviously before that, my daughter was at an age where everything was kind of awkward. Now she's at a point where, you know, she's got a set routine. She goes to bed at a set time. She's not getting woken up through the night.
As long as you're not getting too scared on your game.
Yeah, I cannot believe I've not woke her up yet. I cannot believe it.
Better be knocking on wood. Because you know the next time you're going to do that jump scare and you're going to wake her up.
Yeah, before that, like I say, I've always been an avid gamer, but I think now I'm getting quite big into the streaming, and I've got a schedule. I'm definitely gaming a lot more than I have been in the last couple of years. That's for sure.
So for you, is gaming more of like a stress reliever? It's just a way to, you know, chillax.
Yeah,
and not adult.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, that's probably why I'm gaming more, is because I normally do something. I've always been doing something sport related, be that kickboxing, MMA, playing rugby. Whereas I don't have with work and stuff. I don't really find the time to do that now. So yeah, gaming sort of an escape from adulting, as it were.
Right. So, and I remember you mentioned this before. So you used to do MMA and kickboxing and stuff, not just as a sport, or?
Yeah, I did it. I did it for quite a long time. I competed on it at a very low level, but I just got to, let's just call it a weird point in my life, and it just wasn't the one anymore, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I did it for a very long time, from 18 until probably the last time I trained, maybe 3 years ago, or something, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. Now, how did you get into doing all that? Or what made you decide you wanted to go into it? Because it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize, like, training for things like that, it takes a lot of time and training.
I mean, I was working full time. I was doing my apprenticeship as an engineer. I was in the gym 5 times a week, and then sometimes I'd run home from the gym, which was another 4 miles after training 2.5, 3 hours.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, just I think as I got a bit older as well, with injuries and stuff, because my career in engineering was becoming a bit more important, sort of thing. And I was thinking, if I break a hand or something now, then that's it. I'm out. And at the time, I wasn't in a job where I would have got paid, so I just had to take a bit of a back seat from it, really.
Gotcha. Understandable. Hydra just said he's waiting for you to properly scream on stream.
It's only a matter of time.
Oh, I bet. The jump scares are the best. I'll tell you what. My kids have watched you before, and they thought it was like the best thing ever, especially my youngest. What's even more funny is watching him, and I had no idea that, because they watch YouTube all the time, no idea that he knew half the games that you were playing, because they were horror games. And I'm thinking, 11-year-old probably wouldn't want to. No, he loves it. And, like, he's sitting here talking to the screen as you're playing, like, telling you what to do and what not to do. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I would not want to watch me play games. I know that's a really bad way to advertise myself, but just with my sense of direction, even sometimes I'm like, how can I not know where I'm going right now? How can I not know? It must be so frustrating for other people to watch sometimes.
Dude,
and the puzzles
what,
as well.
When I play in Call of Duty, dude, I don't think there's any way anyone would ever be able to fucking keep up, because I'm like just all over the damn place, man. I get myself turned around. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, the worst one for me is yo, Scotch, how you doing, bro? Thank you for coming in. Is puzzle games. Playing a game where there's a puzzle on it on stream. You're playing it and you know that you can see that it's easy, but for some reason, because of that extra added pressure, your brain's like, nah, not today,
Yep.
bro.
Oh yeah, I've watched a couple of streamers do that. It's funny.
I can imagine everyone who's watching the stream be like, it's just this, and I'm like, brain's completely blank, just staring at the monitor like, Bleh.
Where is that? Hey, Red.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you got some brand new coffee this week.
Hold that thought.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do a full-on fucking advertisement for these people, because they are awesome.
We're not even sponsored, and we're doing advertisements.
That's right. Anyone else who thinks, anyone who thinks otherwise, well, it's okay to be wrong, because you are.
I don't know. We'll see. I've got some coffee that, what is it? Something Death. I forget. Death Wish.
Oh, Death Wish.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Death Wish is good too, man. I tell you what. If you're drinking a regular Death Wish, you're drinking the wrong one. Got to drink the Valhalla Java blend.
Ooh.
All right.
I didn't hear about that one.
Girls and children of all ages that are watching us live, I am Red with Underground Media. That's right, Underground Media. Smash the hell out of that like and share button. You can also subscribe via Anchor.fm. That's right, Anchor.fm. It is your one-stop shop for all your podcasting needs on your computer and or your phone. They give you all the editing tools you need, and they will distribute your podcast for free. You heard me right. That's the best part too. The cost of Anchor.fm, it is free. You can earn money Who doesn't like to earn money, right? Come on. We all do. I know I do. Come on. Make it rain. Make it rain. Come on. Dollar bill. So go on to anchor.fm, or you can download it in your app store for Android or Apple. Go to anchor.fm and search Underground Media. You'll find us. You can always listen for free. But if you want to sponsor us, please. It starts at 99 cents. There's 3 tiers: 99, $4.99, and $9.99. You can make it a one-time donation, or you can do a monthly recurring donation to help us continue to bring this awesome programming to you. And to our next bit, Black Rifle Coffee. I don't know about you, but coffee is in my blood. They checked my blood type recently, came back coffee. That's right. Black Rifle Coffee is a coffee club, people. You sign up, it's a subscription. It'll ship out every so often at whatever interval you choose. This is my favorite. It says caramel and vanilla. It's in a can. It's espresso, 300 milligrams of coffee. Or excuse me, caffeine. Caffeine.
Woohoo!
I drank one of these today at like 9 a.m., something like that, and I'm still just buzzing. This stuff right here, man, I tell you what, it's triple shot. It's 100% Colombian coffee. It's got the natural caffeine, not the added bullshit that you find in the energy drinks, all right? Plus, it has MCT oil, all right? That's good for brain and focus, dude. I'm telling you. This stuff is downright amazing. And on top of that, they have flavors like Silencer Smooth. If you like your coffee nice and smooth, try Silencer Smooth. If you like black coffee, you're going to like Beyond Black. Dark roast. Oh, tastes amazing. Then they have just typical black coffee. Also amazing. And then a good medium roast is the AK Espresso. That's right, AK Espresso. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Rifle Coffee is owned by veterans, staffed by veterans, okay? Go to www.blackriflecoffee.com and click on their About Us page and read, watch their video. It moved me to tear up, hands down. It did. And what they stand for is absolutely amazing. They also celebrate first responders. They have a police department style roast and a firefighter roast, which is near and dear to my heart as a firefighter. Retired, I should say. But yeah, so Black Rifle Coffee, www.blackriflecoffee.com /about us. Check them out today. You will not be disappointed. There. Now to put this stuff back in the freezer where it belongs to keep it nice and fresh.
Woohoo! And Madzy, if you would you can go ahead and put your link in the stream chat for monthly tea.
Yes.
I will allow you to go ahead and advertise since we are not sponsored yet, but you are, so might as well. Everybody definitely visit monthlytea.com. Actually, aren't you wearing one of their shirts, Madzy?
I'm wearing one of their shirts right now, yeah.
One of them shirts?
Put the link in. One of them shirts. Where we at? Monthly Tea, also a subscription-based service it's $9.99 a month, but if you use the code Madzy88, if you are in the UK, or Madzy88 USA, if you are in the USA, you will get your first shirt for £1.99 or $2.99. And they've got all sorts of wacky and cool designs. I normally go for the cartoon / gaming one. So we've got the Flash Sloth.
Isn't that an oxymoron? The Flash Sloth?
Yeah, I think that's the point.
Okay, I was just checking.
I think it's awesome.
I've got the Rex Assist, which was a spin-off of The Exorcist and a T-Rex.
Yes! That is awesome.
Call of Beauty, which is Call of Beauty and Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, they make some really cool stuff. And this month there is some absolute bangers going on there this month. Some months I'm like not giving them a bad name. Some months you're like, some of these are all right, and then other months there's like 3 or 4 of them, and you're like, can I not just pick them all, please? Can you not just send me all of them this month, please?
That is awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome. They do actually do work with charities as well.
Mm.
And the charity is, so the project is Tea for a Tea. So every time somebody buys a t-shirt, they donate a t-shirt to people overseas who are more in need than us, which is cool. Yeah, they do make some real good stuff.
There it goes. Sorry. My computer, again, was acting up. I was trying to
Got
look
some
for
cool
something.
designs. Yeah, Madzy 88 if you're UK and Madzy 88 USA if you're in the US.
Let's see here. Because I have been doing the quote of the day, and I have not done the quote of the day yet. I am getting that one up right now.
Well, while you're doing that, Acacia, I'm going to share it with our U.S. viewers.
Thank you for the follow, Evil Eyes. Sorry.
Yes, thank you for the follow. Oh, no, don't be sorry. All right. Here we go. All right. So, for those of us who are tuning in the U.S. and Canada, we all know that mental health is a major concern nowadays after the lockdowns and some of the states, cities, and even up in Canada where they still have some lockdowns in place. Your mental health is something that you just cannot neglect, folks. Okay, so there is a 24-hour National Suicide Prevention Lifeline that is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year in both English and in Spanish. And in the U.S., that number is 1-800-273-8255. If you don't want to call, you can text 741-741. You text the word home, and they will connect you with a crisis counselor. In Canada, available 24/7, 365. You can call 1-833-456-4566. You can send a text between the hours of 4 p.m. and midnight Eastern time to 45645 and be connected with a crisis counselor. Friends, if you are unable to do either of those, call 911 or your local emergency number. More and more law enforcement agencies are having certain officers being specially trained for these crisis moments where they do send either a licensed counselor or a social worker to that call to better handle the mental health calls. You can also go to your local emergency department where they do have a full range of medical staff, doctors and nurses that are trained specifically for mental health issues that are more than willing to help you in your time of need. We'd rather see you here and alive rather than hear about you in the obituaries, regardless of who you are. So guess what, folks? We love you. Deal with it. Ha!
That's right.
All of you.
That's right.
Right? And with that said, I am going to do the quote of the day is, well, actually, I have two. One is, I will not lose, for even in defeat, there is a valuable lesson learned. And the other one is if you aren't willing to work for it, don't complain about not having it.
Yes. Very good quote.
Oh, thank you for the cheers. Appreciate it. Primitive Nom.
Yes.
Thank you. Much appreciated. So, and then, go ahead.
In conjunction with that first quote,
yes,
I'm a big fan of the show Mythbusters.
Yes.
One of the hosts, Adam Savage, had a quote that he would frequently say, and that is, failure is always an option. Just because you make a mistake or you fail, okay, cool. So what? You pick up, you learn from it, and you move on. Right? Right.
Absolutely. That's the only way you do learn is through failure a lot of times, because
100%.
Absolutely.
Because you get it right every time, right, Madzy? You get it right every single time in engineering, right?
I had this question. It was only last week with a. What's that noise?
It was red.
It was
one
of the apprentices. with one of the apprentices, and he basically scrapped off a job. It wasn't an expensive job, and he was kind of beating himself up. And I said, "Look, do you think none of us here hasn't fucked anything up? The only way that you can get better as an engineer is to fuck stuff up. If you got everything right first time, you ain't gonna get any better. Simple as that."
Absolutely. That is so true. Kind of like with streaming.
Oh yeah,
I do it all the time.
Dude, even as a firefighter, man, I've messed up a couple times, and fortunately, no one got hurt. Nothing was severely damaged, but gotta learn, you know.
Yeah, 100%. The only way you learn is by getting shit wrong.
Yep.
Pretty much. So, you say you're an engineer. Is it mechanical or civil?
Mechanical.
Very nice. I used to work in assembly of various styles of equipment, and we'd go back and forth with the engineers all the time. And the famous line I would always hear is, "Well, it looks good on paper," and I'm like, "Well," I'd usually rebuttal with some smartass remark. But there's one engineer, and for the life of me, I can't remember his name, but I was working for the Manitou Group, so they built skid steers and stuff like that, and we had an issue with the wiring on one particular model where it would cause a bottlenecking effect, holding us up in production. So I called the main engineer down, and he comes down and he shows us the paperwork, which is fine. We have the blueprint right there with us, but then we show him what we're dealing with physically on the machine, and he watches us for several machines. And ultimately, although I got chastised by my immediate supervisor, the engineer ultimately did what we were doing. So we had him actually get his hands in there and do what we do. And then he went back and revised the drawing after we came up with a better solution. And but he go ahead.
That's always the way to do it. You should never be afraid to challenge stuff, even
Right.
even the real big boys make some mistakes sometimes. I deal with customers like Airbus and people like that, and dealing on new projects with them, and you're like, your shit's wrong. we can't make that. We can't make that. Your shit's wrong.
Right.
Do you know what
right.
I mean?
Dude, even in the construction industry, dealing with civil engineers, laying, fire hydrants and sewer and water pipe and stuff like that. There was constantly times where like, oh, well, that's not how it is on paper. It's like, well, because if we did exactly how you did on paper,
it won't work.
Yeah. And I'll never forget. It was on a big city project, and the engineer comes out and he's hooting and hollering about how that's not right on paper and blah 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 blah. And I climbed out of the trench and I grabbed him by the back of his shirt and I took him down into the trench and I said, "Look at it. Now you figure it out." We dropped the shovels to him. We walked out of the trench and left him there to try to figure it out. And not 5 minutes later, he comes up and he apologized.
Just tell the Grady's legs.
Pretty much. We told him, don't ever come on our job site and yell at us again. And from that point on, he never stopped on a job site at all. I think I worked for that same company for about 3-4 years, and that same engineer would never come out to our job sites.
Because he knew what he was in for if he did. That's why.
It comes to a point where, some, not all, but some engineers get that chip on their shoulder of, well, I'm God because I designed it. And it's like, son, sit down, cupcake. Take a shot of whiskey and sit down before you get yourself hurt, okay? Yeah, but also, I got to say, I admire engineers, man, because, I don't have the patience to sit and try to figure all that out, man. Someone tells me how to build it, and I build it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've got a saying that I always say to some of the younger lads, and I'm saying this: if you can't make it right, make it shiny at least. Bullshit backwards.
Right.
Make it look pretty.
Make it look pretty. You can't make it exactly right. Make it look pretty. Bullshit. Fucking cover it in glitter.
So I have a question. I just pulled up this article about differences between the UK and the US. Is there a difference in pancakes in the UK than there is in the US as far as the American
Yeah.
style?
Yes, I've been to America. I've been to Florida 4 times.
Yes. Next time you're in Florida, you got to let me know.
Yeah, man. I've been to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Naples, the Keys,
Nice.
Orlando. Yeah, a few other
See,
places. But yeah,
Orlando's my
the
neck of the woods.
pancakes. Yeah, the pancakes are next level over there compared to ours.
No, so what are yours like over where you're at?
Let's just say they're probably a third of the size to start off with.
Oh wow. So yeah,
About
yeah.
And then we just don't seem to, unless you go to like a super specialist place, we just don't seem to like cater for them, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So what is like you guys' specialty, or you guys' your special, like the special
Breakfast.
dish or whatever there in the UK, other than fish and chips?
We've got fish and chips. We've got a fry up.
What's a fry up?
Breakfast.
Okay. Is that like the
So,
picture that you
sausage.
sent on Discord? Would that have been considered a fry up with the steak and all of that stuff?
No,
Or is that just
that's
steak?
yeah, that's just steak. No, a fry up's so like sausage, egg, like breakfast. I don't know. A fry up, an English fry up. It's actually called a full English breakfast. That's what we call them.
Okay.
So sausage, bacon, egg, hash brown.
Now you're making me
black
hungry.
pudding,
What is it? Black
toast,
pudding?
Black pudding, yeah. Have you
What's
never
that?
never heard of black pudding?
Oh
It's
man.
it's blood and seasonings basically, and then you fry that bad boy up.
Yeah. Isn't it? I think it's pig's blood. Yeah.
Yeah, pig's blood with seasonings, and I'm not sure what else to put in it, but yeah, it tastes good.
Yeah,
That sounds like something you'd
It
find in
tastes-
like Egypt, not in the UK.
No, it's
disgusting.
absolutely delicious.
No, black pudding. Oh no, it's a UK thing. Black pudding.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've had the privilege to try it, and it's different at first, but honestly, it's really fucking good.
Yeah,
Also,
it's good.
Sten said that they love black pudding, so and Hydra says it's
Nice.
disgusting.
Now, have you, Madzy, have you ever had lutefisk?
Lutefisk? No, what's that?
That's a traditional Norwegian dish. Yeah,
Ah,
it's a fish, and it stinks to high heaven, and if it's not cooked right, it will kill you. That's no
nice.
joke. It has to be prepared proper, but it might smell funny, but boy, does it taste good. It's cooked with lots of butter. Norwegians, we love our butter, that's for sure. But yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
I think yeah, crazy.
I tell you what, the seafood over in Florida is next level.
Yes.
Yes.
The seafood is to die for over there. I think it's shut down now. Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah, I think there might be
You've
one
been
or
to
two
Joe's
left,
Crab
but
Shack?
I have.
I have not. I've
Basically,
heard of them, but I've never been.
You just buy it just comes in a pot. You just order a pot.
Yep.
And it just got crab in it and potatoes in it and fish in it and
yeah. I went to this place called I went to this place called Outriggers. And it's a local mom and pop shop, and they had fresh caught salmon, like it was literally caught.
That sounds good.
Oh,
that's good.
I'm telling you, man. It was like a whole level of flavor, man. You can buy salmon in the store and all. You go to Red Lobster and all that bullshit, but to get it fresh caught that morning, it's next level. It's heaven. It really is, man.
Oh yeah, I love seafood, mate. Steak, seafood. That's me done.
Yep.
See,
yeah, absolutely.
I like steak more than I like seafood. Seafood is okay.
Yeah,
I like shrimp. We actually just got a brand new air fryer. I don't know.
I've got an air fryer. They're awesome, aren't they?
Oh my
it's
goodness!
So good. We just put fucking everything in there. Just fucking everything goes in there now.
I'm still learning, like, because I literally just got it like last week. And oh yeah, Galactic Forces doesn't like seafood, but his younger
Oh,
brother loves shrimp. And they were jealous because I have a setting for shrimp on my air fryer.
oh wow.
So yeah, it's one of the taller ones that you just put the basket in, and we made
Yeah,
macaroni cheese balls in it, fried cheese ball. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, so easy, so good. It's awesome.
Hey, I have
I'll
an
tell you
odd
what.
question.
Yeah,
Uh, on Twitch, is there a way to like share is it GIF, whatever?
Not in
no, but
chat.
they've
Ah, that's
they've
sad.
just they've just made it come through literally like 2 days ago. So partners can now use GIFs as their emotes.
Nice.
But it's only rolling
That's
through to
awesome.
partners at
Of
the
course,
minute.
it's only
Yeah,
partners.
I
Of
know.
course, but hey,
That's okay. I'll survive
Also,
on that one.
another one, Sunday roasts. Sunday roast dinner.
Is that just like a regular roast,
That's
or
like that's like so a meat of choice, normally lamb, beef, chicken, or
I love
turkey,
lamb?
roast
Love
yes.
lamb.
potatoes, mashed potatoes, parsnips, peas, veg, gravy, all that good stuff.
Nice.
And it's got to be Sunday roast. And coincidentally, tomorrow, as it's Father's Day in the UK, we
Mm-hmm.
are going round to my in-laws and they are cooking a Sunday roast. And my
Ooh.
mother and father-in-law, oh, they cook such a fucking good Sunday roast.
Do they
It's
really?
so good. Oh, it's so good. I'm actually excited for it already.
Oh, that's awesome. And
So
by the
good.
way, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Enjoy your day of, hopefully not having to do a whole lot. Because, us mothers get Mother's Day, but we still have to do a lot. But, you know, depends on the family. But no. Happy Father's Day to all you out there, meaning happy Father's Day, Madzy, and to you also, Red.
Thank you.
So here, I have a question. In the UK, do you guys teach about how, oh, I'll put it this way, because I know here in the US, they kind of call it like the melting pot. But I know over in the UK, you guys have
No.
immigration there and stuff too. But how much do you guys actually are you taught about other cultures? Like, say, in school and stuff like that?
In school. Um,
Or is it too long ago to remember?
I was gonna say I think I personally wasn't taught a lot about it. I think now it's a little bit different,
Right.
but when
But
I
you've
was at
also
school, I don't think
traveled,
we.
though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've traveled. I spent a year in 9 months in Egypt.
Wow. How was that?
Nice.
Yeah, we my wife got an opportunity. She's a teacher to go and teach over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She went and taught at a private school over there, quite a wealthy private school, and we lived in a place called New Cairo for I think it was just under 10 months. We could have stayed there, but I got very bored. I got very bored.
How is it as far
My
as like
brain,
cultural differences over there to over here? Or not over here, over to where you're at? Because, yeah. Anyways.
yeah, it's completely different. It's like nothing I've ever seen before, really. The share of the wealth is one extreme to the other. They've either got a shit ton of money or they've got absolutely nothing.
Really?
Um, and there was quite a few quite weird sort of events in supermarkets. Whenever I was wearing a vest, I'd have people touching my arms and stuff, assuming because of my tattoos. Strangers,
Oh.
strangers. 'Cause I'm pretty sure in some of the cultures it's actually illegal to have tattoos. In some Muslim cultures,
Didn't think about that.
um, and we we used to get invited to parties and stuff as like it sounds super weird as like the token white people and if
The guests of honor, the only white people around.
it does sound bad. I can't think of a way to put it. But yeah, it was like having white people around at your party was seen as prestigious. So
Wow.
we were getting invited round to people's houses. I mean, we're talking like 12 bedroom houses with fucking security to get through into the place and swimming pools and stuff. Just to be the token white people, as it were.
Wow. I think that would probably feel a little bit strange. Like, it'd be nice because, hey, we get to go out to these parties, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
Yeah, it was strange. It was strange. It was very strange.
yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't even imagine.
It was very interesting. It was an interesting year, but it's a very, very dangerous place for a white young woman.
Really?
Very dangerous place. Yeah, very dangerous place. I remember I nearly ended up getting run over. So the roads are massive, like they're like 4 or 5 car roads. And I used to always say to my wife, when we're crossing the road, we cross the road at the same time, sort of thing. And her being a typical woman, cross the road when I want. So
Yep.
she got across the road first, and within the 5 or 10 seconds of her crossing the road, a van had pulled up. I bolted across the road
Oh my
and
God.
just started shouting, and they drove off. But we hear stories of a lot of carjackings, especially for of white people over there, and they would carjack you at gunpoint, take your phone number, and then sell you your own car back.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's not good to do that, but theoretically, it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Because they know you're going to want your car back. However, I am not
Exactly. They know.
condoning it and telling anybody that that's a good idea to do, because it's not.
No. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, the wealth's so devised over there. They rob an Egyptian's car and they're not a wealthy Egyptian. Chances are they'll be like, it's a shit car. I
Right.
don't need it.
So
But yeah, it's
they should research who they're robbing first, is what you're saying.
to a point. Yeah. I mean, the city that we lived in was a gated city.
Oh, wow.
And you couldn't get in. There was armed guards at numerous gates. There might have been, I don't know, I'm not sure how many gates there were, but every single one had guards there that were armed up to the teeth, sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
Well,
But there was definitely times where you didn't feel safe.
Oh, I bet.
100%.
Well, if you ever
100%.
want to relive that experience, feel free to come to Detroit. Although, yeah, there are just some places you just don't go in Detroit. It's not too bad. Sometimes.
Even Orlando, certain areas of Orlando you don't drive through, and I learned this the hard way. I even had a couple of gentlemen, as I'll put it, decide they were going to try to come up on my car, and
didn't work out too well.
I pulled it from the center console. I pulled it from the center console and did this, and they kind of took off. So
that's funny.
I don't like to do that kind of shit. But at the same time, it's like, sorry, man. If I'll protect myself by all means necessary, dude.
Exactly.
100%.
Well, you got to. And actually, I have to go for 2 seconds, y'all. So, hey, Jimmy Petrol.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
He's joining. I think he just stopped in to give Madzy some shit. Because,
awesome.
You gotta give Madzy some shit. And also, by the way, Fat Boy Slim, thank you for joining and thank you for following. That is my friend John. He's there in the UK. He does mental health. He does a podcast called Living with Mental Health. So if y'all get a chance, if you're still around, John, if you can throw up your link in the chat so people can go check out your podcast, that would be awesome. But yeah, he does a mental health podcast, and I actually was on it
Sweet.
several months ago. That's how I got to know him, but really, really good.
Well, I'll throw a shout out to John. If you're ever looking for another guest from the first responder side, John, feel free to hit me up. I'm a retired firefighter with PTSD, and I'm very open about sharing my story. Speaking of, for all of you that are tuning in, where no matter what part of the country you are from, I do collect patches, so feel free to hit me up in Twitch. You can email red@beyondbarriersusa.org. If you are able to procure one, that'd be fucking amazing, because my patch is growing daily, I swear. My patch collection, rather. I've had anything from local law enforcement to EMS to fire, all that have reached out and shown some love. So, but anyhow, so Madzy,
Yes.
you said you've been to Florida a handful of times, yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite thing to do here?
What's my favorite thing to do in Florida? Eat.
You're not wrong, dude. There's no shortage of different foods to try, man. That's awesome, man. I have not been able to log on back. I have not had a chance to travel across the pool yet, but hopefully in the very near future. Yeah, the big pond. Hopefully in the very near future, I'm able to. I've got a few places I definitely want to visit, but yeah, I have had the privilege to travel all over the U.S. Huh?
Have you never left the U.S. then? No.
No, not yet. No. Due to circumstances within my control. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But no, I have had the privilege to meet a lot of folks from various countries. When I went and visited Washington, D.C. many years ago, I went to an Irish pub in Alexandria, Virginia, and the barmaid, she was from Dublin, and oh man, I may or may not have spent my whole vacation. Hi, it's melted me wee little heart. It did. Well, and the fucked up part was, man, is I laid that bullshit Irish accent on her thick, and her husband was sitting right fucking next to me, and he goes, "Hey, you fancy the barmaid, do you?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." He goes, he goes, "I got to tell you, for a Yank, you got the damn good Irish accent, boy." And I said, "Aye, thank you. I pulled it out of a box of Lucky Charms, so I thought to me Irish I did." So we developed just a good friendship, and I said, "Man, I'm terrible. I had no idea, you know." And he's like, "Dude, don't worry about it." He goes, "I see it all the time. It's all in fun, right?" And he bought me a pint, and I'm like, cheers. So the next night I went back, and they saw me walk in, and I had a pint of Guinness in front of me before I could even sit down. So, they told me never to apologize for the Irish brogue, because it was one of the better ones that they heard anyone imitate. So we would just bullshit and have a lot of fun, man. It was a good time. But man, talk about trying too hard, you know.
Yeah, the Irish are good people, man. Funny. Top people.
So they're not patties,
really
then?
good people. Patties not. It's not necessary. It's not a derogatory term.
Ish.
I don't think they mind it too much. Yeah.
And
people are good people.
Red, real quick, in chat, livingwithmentalhealth.com is his website, and then he also threw in his email address there for you to contact him about the podcast.
Fantastic.
So
Awesome.
Definitely do that.
I will.
So there is so much going on in this world right now. I mean, we also like to have laughs and everything else here too, but how important do you think it is for people to visit other cultures? And this is a question for both of you guys. Visit other cultures, and to just all around, you know, learn about cultures other than, say, your own?
I think it's very important, and if nothing else, just to, even if you're not learning from it, just to experience it for yourself and just to see
Yeah.
how other people are living, even if you're not learning from it, just to experience it. I mean, I've been quite fortunate to be able to go to quite a few different countries of my 32 years on this earth.
Youngin.
I've been to Spain, Germany, Holland, Canary Islands, America, Egypt, Turkey, Tunisia.
Ooh, you've been to Tunisia?
Nice.
Yeah,
How was
quite a
that?
few different
Sorry to cut
places.
you off, but how was that?
It's nice. It's warm.
Sunnier
No,
than
it's
the
nice.
UK?
There's a lot of everywhere sunnier than the UK. I know it sounds like a cliche thing to say, but there's a lot of cultures, a lot of like old temples and old statues, and
Nice.
just a lot of interesting stuff to see.
Oh, wow.
A lot of interesting stuff to see.
You know, I applaud you for being able to have those opportunities, man. That's awesome. Unfortunately, because of choices I made, no, not legal choices, but we'll call it children and irresponsibility. I'm unable to travel abroad at the moment. However, um, I have allowed myself to interact with people from different cultures. And those of you who are tuning in, a lot of you know what my background is and what it was in my journey. Madzy, I'm not sure if you do.
Go
In case
for
you
it.
don't mind,
I think I
I'm
know.
going to spill
He knows a little
spill a
bit.
quick.
Yeah, I
Okay,
Go
know a
ahead.
bit.
so I used to be a neo-Nazi skinhead for quite a number of years, and I made it a point, more especially after that I did when I was in to be able to meet folks from different countries and to explore different cultures and um, to really open my mind because for many years I was closed off to anything that wasn't in the narrative that I followed,
Mm-hmm.
and you know it's amazing what happens when you finally allow yourself to experience something that is of difference as far as culture is concerned. For example, I have had the privilege to sit in on a Native American sweat lodge ceremony, which
Ooh.
is it's a religious ceremony. I've been invited to. So any of my friends that are tuned in right now that are Muslim, I apologize if I not speak of this correctly, but I was invited to worship or temple
Mosque.
as well as mosque. Thank you.
Mhm.
I was also invited to feast,
Oh, cool.
which was an amazing opportunity. And I have gone to temple within the Jewish community when they had a special guest speaker who was a Holocaust survivor. So I mean, very awesome ways to really experience something that is outside of your norm, and it's encouraging. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I encourage everybody to step out of that comfort zone and experience something different because you know not only are you going to learn something new about another culture or another person, but you might just learn something about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I mean it. I still strive on a regular basis to learn what other cultures go through. One of the places I do want to visit is like China and Japan and things of that nature. I love the Asian culture, more especially the traditional recipes. The architecture is astounding to me. So when you were talking, Madzy, about a lot of the um, old temples and old statues and structures.
Yeah.
That stuff fascinates me. I love the architecture and how
Mm-hmm.
here we are in 2021 and we can't build anything near
Oh,
as
I know.
beautiful. And you know, and these are people with, you know, however many years of school, you know, and here are people who, you know, we don't know exactly what their education structure was, but good grief, it was gorgeous when you really think about it.
Yeah, it's like when you see the Great Pyramids and stuff like that, and I believe in aliens to a certain degree, and people say that aliens built the pyramids. You're like, how the fuck did people build these pyramids this long ago? How? It literally, you see them and it just blows the mind.
I need the big puffed out hair aliens.
Have you ever seen Ancient Aliens? And it's got that guy on there with I tell my boyfriend all the time, I'm like, he just looks like he's just crazy. Like he's been touched by an alien.
That says a whole lot of stuff about him that I don't want to know.
Oh my gosh.
It's the answer to everything in the world, man. Aliens, man. I mean, come on.
Aliens. When you see them and you're like, how did these people build these things?
Right.
How?
Yeah.
How?
Right.
I'll tell you one thing though. If you ever see the Sphinx, it is not as impressive as you'd imagine it to be. You see pictures, and it looks enormous. You see these pictures, and it looks huge, and you see it, and it's like, that's a fraction of the size I was expecting.
Wow. You know, the same can be said for Mount Rushmore, though.
Yeah.
I've never seen it in person, but I can only imagine.
It's beautiful. I'll be honest with you. For me personally, being from that state, it's kind of played out. A lot of people still flock to go see it, you know, but for me, it's just played out because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
So you see it enough times that it's just like, okay, yeah, I've seen it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sure the Egyptians feel the same way about the pyramids too. They're like, oh, it's just another pyramid. Okay.
You see, even I got a bit like that after a year of being there, because when we get visitors coming over, they'd be like super hyped to see it. I'd been on a camel past the pyramids. I'd walked past the pyramids. I'd been on a quad bike past the pyramids. I'd been in one of the pyramids.
Ooh.
So like 9 months later, everyone's like, "Yeah, let's go see the pyramids," and I'm like, "Now you get to a point, you're like, yeah, okay."
It's another pyramid. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be one of those people that would go to Ireland just to tour through the small towns, to go to every little Irish pub along the way.
Yes. Yeah, that's a big thing there in the UK too, is the pub, right?
Oh yeah, pub culture. Yeah, pub culture. Yeah, we do love a good pub. We do love a good pint.
See,
I'm going to the pub. I'm going to the pub next week, actually, next Saturday for the first time in a year because of lockdown and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
So you should do a mobile live stream of going to the pub.
No more drunk streams to me. I'm banned. I've banned myself from drunk streaming.
Madzy, what's your favorite beer, man?
My favorite beer is I have a Spanish beer called San Miguel.
Oh,
have you ever heard of that?
I have.
Or an Italian beer called Peroni.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of either.
They're both lagers.
Okay. See, I'm a stout beer guy, man. Don't get me wrong, Guinness is good, but we've got a couple craft brew pubs around here and that make their own dark stout. I'm talking like stick to your ribs stout, man. It's almost like you're drinking oil.
Black Apner.
Yeah. It's like you're drinking motor oil, eh? But I love a good dark Irish beer. I'm an Irish whiskey nut. But I also like mead. And I'm not talking the mead that you buy in the stores. I'm talking traditional, homemade. You don't know what proof it is. One sip and you're done. Mead. Pull out my horn and drink some mead, man. I tell you what. But
I've had some proper moonshine way back, a few years ago. a good friend of ours. A good friend of ours, she's from the UK, actually married an American bloke, very
Bloke.
English term.
Yes.
An American guy from Alabama he was, and all of his family came over for the wedding. Oh, it was a fucking blast. They were awesome people.
I was gonna say that could have been hilarious. Have deep southern Alabama people in the UK.
And the UK northern people, gosh. It was a fucking blast. We were drinking for like 16 hours straight or something crazy like that. It was
Did they bring the moonshine?
Oh, they brought the moonshine.
Then it's the good moonshine. Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Proper moonshine. You forget the next week.
Yes.
So if you don't mind me asking you, I'm guessing you get your fair share of tourists in your area.
Especially in my area, particularly, it's very a big tourist place. Yeah.
What is the most annoying thing that a tourist does that will drive, like, whether it's yourself or the locals, that will just drive y'all nuts?
I think it's just we have they're actually English tourists. They're not actually overseas tourists, and we have they have a farmers festival. So all the farmers from the Midlands of the UK, they come to Blackpool for a specific weekend. There's fucking thousands of them, and they just trash the place, basically fighting. I mean, don't get me wrong, as like a 20-odd-year-old bloke at the time, it was fucking good to get involved. But as you get a bit older, they just fucking trash the place, and there's fighting, there's police everywhere. Jeez. And it's just no good.
So kind of like Portland. Sorry.
But when I was younger, it was a good laugh.
Right? You know, we deal with a lot of tourists, not so much in my particular town where I live, but in the Orlando area. Of course, people coming down from Disney, going on vacation, people going to the beach, which is cool. I don't get sick of the beach, and I live here, you know. But
I live half a mile away from the beach, and I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. What drives me nuts is these people that they'll get on the interstate. And this happens on a very regular basis. They'll stop right in the middle of the interstate, throw that bitch in reverse just to get to the exit they wanted to get to. And I'm like, are you trying to get killed? Are you fucking, are you daft? What the fuck is wrong with you? But I'm telling you, man, drivers down here, I would much rather drive through either Chicago or Atlanta during rush hour.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Because I wouldn't want to drive through either one of those in rush hour.
Oh, fuck, I-4 is abhorrently disgusting, man. It just makes you want to puke. But that's what toll roads are for.
Right?
When we had friends over in Egypt for 2 weeks, and we rented a car, and the driving over there was definitely a fucking experience. Everyone just either could not drive, or you'd just be driving. I mean, Egypt's a fucking desert, basically. And you'd be driving, and then next minute, there's no longer a road; it's just sand. And this thing was a rental. This thing was a rental as well. So you were like, you don't dare dink it. Everyone just they know how to use their horn over there. That's all you hear constantly as you're driving. Bam, 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 bam. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
Down here, man.
I remember
I hate people that honk their horns, man. The light will turn green, and if you don't go right that second, it's like...
That's when you just sit there for longer.
No, they will get right
I know.
on. They will.
I know.
They'll bumper start you, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I remember having a bit of a row with my missus in the car, as you do, and I was like, look, we could pull this car over right now, and you can fucking drive if you want. She's like, nope, I'll be quiet.
See, and I'm the one that's typically saying, hey, why don't you let me drive? Like, we drove to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I start getting the accent all back because I catch on an accent so freakishly easy. But we were driving to Minnesota, and he was getting tired, and I'm like, why don't you just let me drive? He's like, no, I'm good. He's like, we want to make it there safely.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I'm from Minnesota. Where we go to the Lutheran church on Fridays for the green jello.
You probably went Jamaican then.
Right?
Almost. It's half-assed Norwegian. I'm Norwegian and I can't even do a fucking Norwegian accent. How do you like that shit? I can do most other accents, but I can't for the life of me, I can't give you a Norwegian accent to save my life.
No, it's funny.
So, oh, that's what I was going to say. Hey, Red, have you ever heard of toxic waste? The candy, not actual toxic waste.
Yes. Yes, I have. Oh, awesome. Yes.
Yeah, they're awful.
So, I was going to say, he has those. I have these, which are one of my favorites.
Nice.
I found an entire pack of the blue raspberry.
That's awesome.
So,
That is awesome.
if it's okay with Madzy, I don't know if we have anybody that would really want to sub. By the way, you can sub with your Amazon Prime for free to the channel.
Woohoo!
Because I haven't put anything out there for subbing. So I was going to say if we can get like 5 subs, I'll make Madzy eat the toxic waste.
Sounds like a fair deal.
See? Considering that it's horrible because he'll do those and then I'll give subs. Yeah.
So,
Hey
guys,
if we can get 10, I will eat half of this bag in one shot because there's this much left. So I'll eat half of it, which is like a whole handful. If we get 10.
Man. That reminds me of tearjerker bubblegum.
He hasn't had the tearjerker yet. I need to get him the tearjerker.
Oh, I can't find any of that down this way.
Go online. You can find it online and get it sent to you.
There used to be the
Myers used to carry it.
Oh, yep. There used to be bubblegum sold in a little paint can called Tongue Splashers.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one was good too.
So,
Go ahead.
guys, I apologize to everybody watching. I'm going to disappear for a brief second. I'm going to get a refill on my bubbly water here. And,
Bubbly. You're bubbly.
Bubbly!
Hey, Red, you just got to subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah! Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. He told you to stop the toxic waste.
All right. So, I'm going to see if we might have a visitor at the door.
Okay.
So give me one moment. I'll be back momentarily.
Thank you. 5 code. How do you even pronounce that?
Scotch.
Oh, Scotch. Thank you, Scotch. You have to do the, I think it'll let you do the pound SO to do it. I don't know. I don't think I only have it for mods. We'll find out. But yes, thank you. Thank you, Scotch. I appreciate it. See, I can't even think today. But
yeah, them toxic wastes are nasty. If you have too many, like if I eat too many of them, my tongue hurts for at least 2 days after.
Oh, I bet. Well, I know, like even with like the Sour Patch Kids, like these ones I like, and they're not like too sour. But if I eat too many of them, like my tongue is raw, like the whole next day. But it's fun, and I love it. And I don't know why oh, there it worked. Thank you, Fog. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Now, what is your favorite game to play?
In general, that's a very broad question. My favorite game ever. I've got a lot of favorite games.
Okay, more recently, what's your favorite?
I've been quite big into the horror genre recently, as we've all seen. You know what I really enjoyed? I really enjoyed playing Layers of Fear. That was really good.
What is it?
Layers of Fear.
Layers of Fear. See, I can't see. It sounds like you say laser fear.
Layers of Fear.
See, me and my boyfriend were just talking about this the other day. Like with a lot of times with British, it's like you guys cut off the words mid-word. Like British. It's British, not British. It's British.
Yeah, layers of fear. That was good. But yeah, going from. I mean, when I first started streaming, I was streaming Call of Duty 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not a way to grow your channel.
No? Well, a lot of
No.
people are playing it too, and if you're not one of those people that play it 24/7, it's
I
a
mean, don't
little
get me
hard
wrong.
to. I mean, you
I
can
was
play.
I was
You're
pretty good at it.
well,
I'm pretty
yeah,
good at it, but it's just not a good way to grow your channel at all.
right.
But only because it's just so super saturated. When you go into the stats a bit and you look at how many people are streaming it and how many people are watching it, and then you take out your likes of Nick Merckx, Tim the Tapman, Huskers, and a few other people, and there's basically very few people watching it. It's like I've seen so much more growth going from streaming horrors to streaming COD a million times.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Now, we were talking earlier about history and stuff. And I don't know if you guys I mean, talk about year 2020 and 2021 have just been like insanity. I think we like all jumped into the Twilight Zone and still have yet to come out of the Twilight Zone. But I know over here, like, there's this big, and I think it was over there for a little bit too. I don't know if it's still going on, but this whole big ordeal about removing statues. And people wanting to take down statues, whether it was statues of individuals that had a bad history. And one thing that like I've always said is like you can't take away history.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and
Well, thank you for the bits.
Not the best. I bet I can guess who that is.
I have no idea. I didn't, well, if it makes any sense, I didn't realize that I even had that sound on my sound alerts, which is awesome, by the way. I totally forgot that I had it. But, like, and I know Red and I have talked about it before. Like, we talked about cancel culture. We've talked about a whole bunch of things about history and about, you know, people wanting to take away history because it's ugly. Well,
yeah, it's still there though, isn't it? Unfortunately, like,
well, you could look at the pyramids. The pyramids were made primarily by
A
slaves.
few moments later.
Yes, thank you. A few moments later, and Red is still gone. No, sorry. But yeah, I mean, it. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna tear down the pyramids?
no, because they're beautiful.
Sorry. I need to have. Oh, that didn't work out. Anyway, sorry.
It's definitely a strange one, because like you say, even though some of these things might have been built due to bad times, like they're the kind of things that remind you about the good times we're in now. That
Right.
makes sense. You know, without a little bit of adversity,
Right.
people can't won't grow.
Okay. Sorry for the delay there, guys. I had a phone call come in that I had
That's okay.
I had to take. So turns out we have somebody that would like to come and pay a visit.
Woohoo! We like
For those
visits.
of you who don't know who is coming, if you have not watched our streams before, or if you have not gone back and watched the ones that have been submitted after they've been streamed live, ladies and gentlemen, meet Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Say hi, Charlie. Hey, everybody, what's up?
Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fucking great, man. How are you?
Not too bad.
You sound like an unbelievable
awesome.
douche.
Then Brian comes in and I change up the tempo. Brian comes in and he
Hey, Red.
changes the
Hold on a
song.
second.
Looking at me like he thinks I'm a douchebag, but he's gonna learn pretty fast that he's wrong. Hey Brian, why are you bringing me down, man? Why are you bringing me down? Don't bring me down!
That's awesome. Thank you for the biddies. Whoever played that, I appreciate it.
You guys are awesome. So, for those of you who don't know, this is Charlie. He is a genuine Muppet Whatnot puppet from FAO Schwartz before they closed. I've had Charlie here since I think
A couple of weeks ago. Cancel culture.
2009, 2010.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Yes.
about the stream. I was talking about cancel culture. Anyways.
No, I've had Charlie. I've owned him for a number of years. The earrings he is wearing is not standard issue for a Muppet puppet. These were actually some of my first gauges as I started gauging up to where I'm at currently. So yeah, I am not a ventriloquist, people. Normally, when Charlie appears, I am hiding. You know, I'm a big fan of the Muppets. So.
Oh, I thought you were just scared.
Don't ask me, dude. You got to ask her about that one.
What can I say? I try. No, we were just talking about like trying to erase history and how like if we want to take down all these statues and stuff that might represent unpleasant history, maybe we should tear down the pyramids too. Oh no, Charlie's got to go out for this one.
You know, this is. I have had people reach out to me directly and ask me what is Red's opinion on destroying statues. First of all, you're committing a crime because you're vandalizing property. Okay, that's just stupid. Yep. What are you trying to achieve? Your feelings are hurt. Take a shot of whiskey and sit down, Cupcake, and let the big boys take over. Okay. Listen, taking down a bloody statue or taking down something that offends you is not going to change what has happened. What's done is done, right? The whole world has a dark history behind it, all right? Whether it's slaves in Egypt, slavery in the United States, it doesn't matter, okay? There's been generations and decades of horrible behavior by human beings, right? You can't erase history. It's done. If we try to forget where we've been, what we've done, we are doomed to repeat it. And that's unfortunately where the direction of this country is headed now.
Moments later.
Listen, people, you want to try to erase something that you can't erase, all right? Face it, people, not every white person is a bigoted asshole, and not every, not nobody.
Well, the whole reason I brought it up, and you're right, well, there are a lot of assholes out there. Everybody does have one. But
I know I'm being controlled by one right now. Look at him.
But there is an article in Crikey. Actually, it was on. Thank you, Desmond, for the follow. Much appreciated. See, I think I'm well on my way to 200 followers, and we're doing if we can get at least 5 subscribers, we've already got 1, so we only need 4 more. Madzy's gonna eat toxic waste, and I'm gonna eat my blue raspberry Sour Patch Kids. If we can get 5, I'll do half the bag. Screw it, just for the hell of it. But anyways, the whole reason that I brought this up was because
I subscribed as well. You only need 3 more.
Oh, you did, didn't you? See, keeping me in line
people,
here.
3 more. If you subscribe, you get to see more of my beautiful felt face.
Felt face. Of course you did, Madzy. Of course you did. Of course you did. But thank you. All right, we'll pause this.
Hold on. Bossy just subscribed for 2 months in a row.
Thank you.
Hydra subscribed. Universal Discourse has just subscribed. I believe that is 5 subscriptions.
Yeah, thank you, Madzy, for doing that.
I think that means half a bag of Sour Patch.
I know. And actually, that was a total of 6 because you gifted 3. So, or maybe, I don't know, whatever. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
While she's scarfing down, while they're scarfing down the candy and whatnot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them into chat. If you have topic ideas that you want to hear us talk about here on Coffee and Conversation, please let us know.
Oh, gotta love that face, Madzy. All right, here's mine, so you guys can see that.
Oh shit, that's a lot.
Shoot, if I'm dropping them now. Okay. Can't drop them. I don't want ants. Okay. I have a hard enough time doing like 3 of these at a time. Oh yeah, and Fall Guy asked you really
Muppet
quick.
Boy.
Yes, you're Muppet
What-
Boy now.
All right, so Fall Guy, what am I supposed to answer? What question?
It was how many times the
I have
clock?
a question.
It was. I can't get it. Type it in again. Sorry. It was something about how many times the clock
You're
is in the
such a big
Muppets or
fan of the
something.
Muppets.
If you're such
Tell
a
me
big fan of the Muppets, tell me every time that
I don't know.
in Muppet. Oh shit! Listen, listen. Okay, yes, I am a big fan of the Muppets, but I never paid attention to the clock on the wall for Muppet Labs. I paid more attention to Beaker, and working on my impression of Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Yes, I do random impressions. I do a Kermit the Frog impression. It's not the best, but Kermit the Frog here, coming to you live from the planet Coosbane.
That's pretty good.
Oh, thank you. That's funny, Kermit. And then I do some cartoon voices like Skeeter from the cartoon Doug. Hiya, Doug. My name is Skeeter. Oh, her? Oh, that's Patty Mayonnaise, Doug. She's been with everybody in Bluffington except for Roger. He's kind of gross. Hell, even I've had her, Doug. You don't want it.
You're having
I
a good
promise.
time
Then there's Marvin the Martian. Oh, the Earth creature is eating a Q-36 disposable space modulator. There's going to be an earth-shattering kaboom as she cannot contain the space modulator. Oh, delays. Isn't that lovely? Pass it, you should. Smoke is good. Good it is. That's a piss poor Yoda.
Pretty good. Donald Duck. Who's Donald Duck?
All right, that's right. Got to sit down and you got to toke it, man. All right.
Drooling everywhere.
Oh, well, hiya, Chris. Are you a giving tree or a receiving tree? Inquiring minds want to know. That feels good.
Oh God.
Oh, he can't help you here. They can't help you. He can't help you here. This is my house now.
I still have like 6 more to go.
Oh, boo-hoo. Suck it up.
My eyes are watering. I'm drooling everywhere. It's great.
This is fan-freaking-tastic, man.
It's great. Let me tell you what.
Disney,
On a bright
that's
note,
awesome.
I only have 7 more subscribers to go until I hit my 15 for the month. But hey, this was fun.
Hey, Disman, that's awesome that you can do a Donald Duck. That is one I have not been able to master. I could do a half-ass Mickey. Oh boy, that's my friend Donald Duck. Gosh, Mickey.
Oh my gosh. My eyes are watering like crazy now.
That's
Actually,
awesome.
it was Donald Suck, not Donald Duck.
Yeah, Donald Duck.
That's awesome.
Must be his,
That's awesome.
his brother who works in portals.
Oh, that's badass.
Hey, Red.
Oh, come on, man. That's an image I don't want, man. What the fuck? Okay, joke time.
God, please, no!
What is green and smells like sweet and sour pork?
No!
Kermit's fingers.
Go on.
That's
Oh,
horrible.
Lord.
That's horrible.
Oh, I know, but hey, why not?
Hey, at least I got that one. I wasn't getting your dad jokes the other night.
Oh
so.
God, that was funny as
That
hell.
was horrible.
I watched that VOD. I watched the VOD and I was like,
That was great.
getting them.
They were going right over my head, which is crazy because I have kids.
You know, here's one for you, Acacia, and I hope I can actually pull this one off. I want you to
Now
say
I'm scared.
Spot.
Spot?
Yes. Now spell spot.
SPOT.
Okay, say spot 3 times.
Spot.
What do you do at a green light?
Go.
Ah, okay.
I was thinking about it too much. Most people would say spot.
No, a lot of time people will say stop.
Oh,
In their head.
yeah.
She's too smart cookie.
Fall Guy wants to know, would you rather eat a pound of flaming hot Cheetos or the Black Whopper from Burger King? What is the Black Whopper?
I have something even. Oh no, I have something even better than those. Fall Guy.
Madzy had something even better. A Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper. I ate a Carolina Reaper on stream. It was horrific.
Here's one for you. Now I'll have to send you the recipe. It's a burger of my own creation.
That's even scarier.
You take beef and you mix it up with some sriracha and some other seasonings. Then you fillet a ghost pepper, roast it, and put it on.
Which makes it even hotter.
Then you put it on top of the burger with a combination of Tabasco sauce and sriracha aioli. And there you have the Diablo burger.
A very spicy burger. See, I don't do well with spice. I don't do well with hotness. Like that, I couldn't do that. I could not do it. But
it was god awful.
Yeah, I'll have to send you the VOD of it because
just the smell. No.
You good? You good?
You good?
Eyes watering.
Oh, it was so bad.
I love the Flamin' Hot Cheetos because as long as you keep eating them, they're not hot. Chili
heat wave.
Ooh, I haven't seen those ones.
They're good. They're tasty.
Ooh, Madzy, how much to lick one of those? Just to lick it?
Nope.
No?
No.
No?
No.
You got sick just opening it and smelling it.
It was so bad, honestly. It took me like 2.5 hours to recover, and the day after.
Damn.
I told the story about the day after on my stream. I think you might have been in there. I'll tell you the story about the day after. Now, so the day after, I ate a Carolina Reaper, stomach cramps, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Cried a little bit, sweated a lot. So the day after, I went to the toilet, and I was like, God damn, that was hot. So I was like, that was really hot. Now, as you know, as you sat on a toilet, your bottom is relaxed. Your cheeks and anatomy are a little bit more spread. As I stood up and both sides of my sphincter touched each other, it felt like someone had put a hot poker in my anus.
Oh, man.
That is the only way to describe it.
You left out the part that you took the baby wipes with you.
Oh, yeah. It was absolutely horrific. The worst thing is, that then happened 10 more times.
Oh, ouch.
So, yeah, I'm not eating another one of them.
Well, we didn't ask for you to eat it. Just lick it.
I don't want to lick it. I'll get flashbacks. Oh, it was so bad. It ripped me off. It ripped me off for the whole weekend.
Ugh. I can't even imagine that. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, thank you. So, what is the hottest thing you have ever eaten, Red? I know the hottest thing that Madzy's ever eaten was the Carolina Reaper. How about you, Red?
Wow. I honestly can't recall exactly what it was. I tend to stay away from some of that. So that burger that I mentioned is my recipe. However, I cannot eat it. because of my allergy to Tabasco sauce. Tabasco sauce causes anaphylactic shock.
So you created a burger that you can no longer eat.
Exactly. So this is how there was 2 different ways.
Oh crap!
Yeah. I found out I was allergic to Tabasco sauce while sitting at Applebee's eating some hot wings.
Oh,
damn.
I'm in the middle of Applebee's restaurant when my throat starts fucking closing, and had there not been a nurse there who stabbed me with her EpiPen, I would have been jolly well screwed.
Holy
Wow. So here's another question: how does that EpiPen feel? Or do you recall because you're kind of dying at the moment?
So an epinephrine is essentially concentrate. It's adrenaline.
It's adrenaline, right? I know that.
Right. So initially, you feel the stab in your leg, right? It's a sharp poke. But once that shit hits your bloodstream and it kicks in, it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? It's just kind of, hello, hi, hello, how are you fucking doing, man? I'm awake and I feel a little bit better all of a sudden. What the hell?
So it's like the movie Crank.
Kind of.
That's a little extreme because he had a lot more than just one EpiPen, but
yeah. I can point out so many medical inaccuracies in that movie. It's not. It's
Hollywood.
Right. But anyway, so the sensation of feeling your throat closed is scary as fuck. It's equally as strange as feeling that shit open back up. It's just like,
wow.
I can't quite describe how it feels, but it's intense.
I can't even imagine.
Then all of a sudden you kind of feel an adrenaline dump where all of a sudden you start getting real shaky and weak and whatnot. Your muscles kind of turn
crashing.
jelly. Yeah, absolutely. And that feeling in and of itself is just pure exhaustion that hits you all at once, and that's also kind of because your blood pressure can tank when you take epinephrine. So that's why, although you don't have to call 911 when you administer an EpiPen, it's highly advised because there's so many things that can happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's. I've wanted to try a Reaper or a Ghost Pepper myself, but I only have one EpiPen, so I don't know if I dare try it.
And EpiPens are not cheap. I've learned that the hard way.
No, it's cheaper to go buy a vial of epinephrine and a syringe and do it that
way. I ended up going into anaphylactic shock once.
Oh no!
I was at work and I eat pistachios all the time. Never had a problem with pistachios.
Oh no!
And this one particular day at work, I ate nearly half a kilo of pistachios.
What?
And I was just sat there, and I remember my tongue starting to swell, my throat starting to swell. I just turned to the guy who I was working with, and I was like, "I don't feel good. Something's not right." And so basically, they rushed me to hospital, and but apparently it's reasonably common. Because I've eaten pistachios maybe not 1,000 times, hundreds of times before.
Right.
But pistachios in a large amount of quantity have something in them which you can react to, even if you're not allergic to it in very small doses. So it was definitely very scary. The guys at work still laugh at me about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
So, of course, yeah.
See, I've never had that happen, but it's funny you mentioned pistachios. I'm fine with pistachios, but pecans. I love pecans. I love pecan pie. I've eaten, they're called pecan sandies. They have them over here. They're little shortbread cookies that have pecans in them. Love them. Another thing I love is Turtle's candy, which is pecans and caramel and chocolate and, oh my gosh, yummy goodness. Well, evidently, I am suddenly, after 30-some years of eating pecans, allergic to them, kind of like you were. Like, it's like crazy, and I could not figure out what it was. But, like, my throat was kind of scratchy. My face was swollen. I'm like, what in the world? Went to the ER. Come to realize the only thing different in my diet was the turtles. I had been like on a turtle kick for like the past week, like every freaking day eating them. And like my boyfriend at the time took me to the hospital, could not figure out what was going on. They got the swelling to go down and everything. They're like, well, you must have had an allergic reaction to something, but we don't know what it was. I'm like, okay. Well, then probably about a week later, I ate a turtle again and started getting the scratchy feeling in my throat and stuff. So now my boyfriend now jokes around with me. He's like, are you sure you don't want some pecans with that? I'm like, dude, come on. Nice thing is that I will still eat like the pecan, like the shortbread, as long as I only have like one or two.
Sure.
I do okay. But I can only have them when my kids are here because they'll eat the rest of them for me. Otherwise, I'll eat them because I still like them. But I'm like, I'm waiting for that one day that it's like, okay, you can only have a couple, and then I like surpass that, and then I'm screwed. So, but yeah, it's funny that you mentioned about, you know, never being allergic to pistachios, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Madzy, you bring up going to the hospital and whatnot. Something that I've noticed as an EMT here in the States is the stark differences across the big pond there, where on some ambulance calls they will actually have a doctor that can go out and provide roadside surgery if necessary, and things like that, depending on what the call is for. There's definitely a lot of differences in, medically, as to what's done and what's not done. It's quite fascinating as someone who's worked in that field to see that.
I mean, we're very, very, very fortunate to have the NHS over here, which is the National Health Service,
right?
And so basically, they take it comes a cut of your wage. I think it might be 12% or something like that.
Sure.
And then that's it. You sort of you're covered for everything really, unless it's unless you need to go overseas.
Wow,
that's actually really cool. I wish, like, I like our health system over here in some ways, and in other ways, I wish we had more of, like, because it has become so privatized. Many aren't able to get the care that they need because it is privatized. However, you know, I know the complaints about, you know, the healthcare in Canada, like some things you can't get because it isn't privatized and you have to wait for. So it's like you got your pros and cons everywhere, although it would be nice, you know. I think big pharma has made it too much of an industry, a money-making industry over here, unfortunately.
Pharmaceuticals and stuff like that's one of the biggest money-making industries on the planet.
Ugh.
Absolutely, it is, and you know, I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with this. My heart goes out to anybody battling addiction. Okay, I can personally relate. I know exactly how it is to deal with addiction. I've seen myself and family both go through it and survive. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I think it's fucked up that I can go to CVS or Walgreens or wherever and get some Narcan right now, free of charge. Okay.
I don't even know what Narcan is.
Narcan is what they give you if you're having like a heroin overdose or a lot of different overdoses.
Right. Yeah.
It'll keep you from dying.
You can spritz it in their nose and it'll counteract temporarily the effects of the drug. But yet, someone who needs insulin is getting charged up the wazoo for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just dumb. I think we got our priorities backwards here, but nonetheless,
we are very fortunate over here. Very fortunate to have that. Like I say, that pretty much covers everything: surgeries, you know, cancer treatment, fucking everything, really. And even if you're not working and contributing to the national insurance and stuff like that, you still get it.
Wow, that's pretty boss, man.
But at the same time, that is why part of the reason why the NHS is pretty pretty strained at the minute.
Oh, I bet.
I'm sure.
Let me
I think
see
every
here.
time we have a new parliament elected, that's always one of the talks of the topic about privatizing healthcare over here.
Right. See, and that's another difference. I mean, we could go on about differences all day long. You know, over here, I know we feel that like democracy is run only one way, and there are so many different ways to run it.
I want to correct you. A lot of people think that America is a democracy.
No, it's a republic.
Constitutional republic. I think a democracy would be beneficial. You know, but I digress.
No, it's
there's
true
a
though.
lot. There's a lot of good ways that it could be done, and a lot of things do look good on paper, but do not work in practical application.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people. I know some folks even locally that are like, they support communism openly, and I'm like, sure, it looks good on paper, but
Right.
in execution, when you add that human element, that's where it gets strained because, as you mentioned, they are just simply flawed. I don't have all the answers, and I don't claim to. I know
Women have all the answers.
Huh? Right.
No comment.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
You know, you made the mistake on the last episode of telling me that it was okay to rant.
I'm willing to bet there's someone out there that's going to hear that and they're going to take that shit way out of context.
Hey, hey, Bossy, if you're listening, I got permission to rant, so it's okay if us women rant. So make sure the next time you're on Madzy's stream, rant away.
Sadly, I'm never going to live this shit down.
No, it was recording it and all. See?
I've seen it. I've witnessed it.
See?
It was a full.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
If it was a full democracy, it wouldn't be for long. It would be a full communist.
Well, here, hold on. What was that? If it was a full democracy, my chat's being retarded on me. Oh,
Red, what do you use to shave your head?
Huh?
What do you use to shave your head?
I have a two-step method. I use something called a Freedom Groomer electric razor. That gets it down pretty dang low. To get it super smooth, I normally take a regular razor to shave against the grain.
You ever had a straight razor shave done on it?
I have. A lot of barbers will not go against the grain. So
technically, you're not supposed to unless you have a safety razor. But
Yeah, but yeah, I have had a straight razor shave, and they're amazing.
Yep.
That's a art few and far between to find a good one, at least.
I do it.
Before I moved to Florida, I was living in South Dakota in a small town, and the lady who was shaving my head I think she was 73 and still shaving.
Nice.
It was the best shave I ever had, hands down.
Good night, Hydra. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming out.
And I'm actually, on that note, I am actually going to raid you guys out because I know it's late where Madzy's at right now. Most of the Dems outnumber the Republicans, and most of them are screaming for a socialist country. And this man, I can't really argue with that, unfortunately. It's over here in the U.S. times are freakishly crazy right now.
Before we rage out, it was an absolute pleasure to be able to stream with you today. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, good. I've had a blast.
We can do this again soon. I really do, man. And feel free to reach out anytime, man. I mean that.
It's been good. I've had a good time. It's been a blast.
It's been fun. Does Charlie have any last words for us?
It's as simple as this, people. Just be good to one another. Stop being such shitheads and put your pacifiers away. Quit being such little babies and just be good to one another. It's very easy. Who cares what the difference is? Just be good to each other, you fucks.
Yes.
You motherfuckers.
And on that note, thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Madzy. Everybody go give Madzy a follow. Give Red a
Thank you for having
follow.
me.
Loving
And
graham crackers.
Thank
oh
you for
yes,
having me.
definitely. Slim, send me a message tomorrow on Twitter. And we will be back on Tuesday night with a brand new Coffee and a Conversation. I am unsure if we're going to have a guest that night or not, but we will. And
I will reach out to Rikus and see if he will be available.
yes, please do. And with that, we are going to raid Nihilist. I forget what he's watching right now, but you know, he's another UK streamer. Actually, I don't know. Do you know who Nihilist is, Madzy? No.
I don't.
Okay.
What does he stream?
All different sorts of stuff. He streams with Harmony sometimes and Emulate, a couple other ones that I know. So with that, you all have a wonderful night, and I'm going